Run It Back Nation, what is good? Sixers, sickos, what is good? Thank you for being here. I want to talk about something today because Tyrese Maxey gave us a new social media post. And I'm going to go through it and talk about some things. But it's got me feeling hopeful for the future of the 76ers because of Tyrese Maxey and his mentality and the way he approaches the game and the way he approaches the offseason. And it just reminded me that, you know, a lot of things that I hear is that Tyrese Maxey can't be a number one option on a team. I still completely disagree with that. Even if it's a slim chance, it is a chance. And I want to look at maybe a couple of players throughout history who have had a similar play style and trajectory of Tyrese Maxey and how far they've taken a team. I just think the biggest reason I've always believed in Tyrese Maxey is because of his mentality and the way he goes into gym every offseason, the way he improves, the way he clearly studies his weaknesses, he clearly studies film, he clearly puts together a plan of what he needs to work on in the offseason, and he improves on it. And after a down year last year, I have no reason not to have faith that Tyrese Maxey is going to shock everybody the same way he did his second year in the league when he went from a 29% three-point shooter to one of the best three-point shooters in the entire NBA in one offseason. It reminds me of the Jalen Hurts offseason when there was rumors that he was working with Tom Brady, and he was one of the worst pocket passers in the league his first year starting, and the second year in the league, he was top 5 throwing from the pocket. It's all mentality, it's all work ethic, and I like to bring up Jalen Hurts when I talk about Tyrese Maxey because he has that. He has that mentality, that work ethic. I could ramble forever, but here is the post that we got from Tyrese Maxey on social media. Let's just look at this before we talk about the player that I think is a good example of how far Tyrese Maxey could take a team as a number one option. Damn, that's loud. Holy moly. Am I going to get copyright for the music? I think I probably am. Hey, hit the like button on this video in case it gets copyrighted for me. Actually, we'll just mute it, bro. We'll just mute it so I don't get the C word. Tyrese Maxey's at the gym at 5:43 a.m. Who does that remind you of? A guy that got in trouble for dribbling a basketball in a hotel room in the bubble. Jimmy Butler. It's all mentality, man. It's all mentality. And yeah, you know, I don't want to be negative today. I'm being very positive today, but you know, we have three max contract players, and one of them is consistently showing you that he's in the gym working on things. The other one is in Cabo, hanging out at fucking Jamie Foxx's birthday party, and the other one is just on the couch and doesn't give a fuck anymore. But thank you, Tyrese Maxey, for being the max contract guy. Who's still putting in the work. Yeah. Tyrese is working, man. And you know, another thing about Tyrese Maxey, you know, it's not just mentality and work ethic. Have you ever heard him complain about anything? Have you ever heard him utter a single negative? Like, when you talk about, you know, I read a lot about positive thought and vibration and vibes and the way you approach life and how good things come to you when you stay positive. This dude is one of the most positive people I've ever seen. He really is, man. And another reason I have all the faith in the world in Tyrese Maxey is that. Always happy, always smiling. And even when things are going wrong, even when things are bad, he just won't say anything negative. You know, he won't come out and say, me and James can't do it alone. He won't come out and make an excuse. Nothing. He's that dude. He's that dude who's going to sit up there and say, I didn't play well enough tonight. I need to play better. He's never. Tell me a single excuse you've ever heard Tyrese Maxey make. There is Tyrese and Coach Kyle Lowry. I want to point this out. I'm happy Kyle Lowry does not have basketball shoes on in this photo. that tells me he's not warming up, he's not practicing, he's not working out, he's just on the sideline. Hopefully that continues throughout the season and we don't see Kyle Lowry on the NBA floor this season. But knowing the insanity of Nick Nurse, we probably will. Tyrese Maxey and Trendon Watford, the only actual power forward on the roster. And Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe, man. And some people are sending me this photo saying Tyrese Maxey grew. Now, the chances of somebody growing extra inches at almost 25 years old is slim to none. I think VJ Edgecombe is listed at 6'5". He's leaning a little bit here. The angle's a little crazy. I'd say he's probably 3 inches taller than Maxey. Maxey's 6'2", maybe 6'3". He's listed at 6'2" still. If you're gonna give him 6'3", okay. But I don't think Tyrese Maxey grew extra inches. Pause. At 25 years old. By the way, Tyrese Maxey turns 25 this year. In November, Tyrese Maxey turns 25 years old. So the 76ers better get their shit together or they're going to waste another player's prime. And I'm going to let you know this right now. Tyrese Maxey has an agent who won't let it happen. Joel Embiid never had an agent. Think about that for a second. He's never requested a trade from the 76ers. He never expressed his unsatisfactory. He's never expressed his displeasure with the way the roster was built or the way the things were handled when he was on the team and requested a trade. He's never done that. Tyrese Maxey could very well do that with his agent, Rich Paul, being, a guy that's out to get things done, bro. A guy that never stops moving, never stops making moves. Sixers better get it together. Tyrese Maxey and Rich Paul are going to try to get up out of here in a couple years because he's already about to turn 25. Now, look. Can Tyrese Maxey be the number one option on a winning team? I still say yes. Do I think Tyrese Maxey is an every possession point guard? I would rather not. I would rather Tyrese Maxey be a two guard. I would rather Tyrese Maxey have more of a facilitating point guard next to him. We saw it. His numbers with James Harden were out of control, just absolutely off the charts, astronomical. 43.4% from three, 48% from the field, 20 points per game next to James. The next year, without James, those numbers dipped a little bit, but his scoring went up significantly. That was his first All-Star season, 23-24, at 25.9 points per game. Now, last year, the Sixers tanked. Yeah, they didn't win a lot of games. His three-point percentage was down a lot. He was taking a lot of bad shots. But he still pulled off 26.3 points per game on 33% from three versus 37 his All-Star season. That's not that crazy. 6.1 assists per game. So the basketball professionals on Twitter that claim Tyrese Maxey's not a playmaker, I don't know where the hell you guys come up with the shit that you say sometimes, but 6.2 assists per game is similar to Jamal Murray style with a higher scoring output. Of course, Jamal Murray playing alongside Jokic changes those numbers, but when I try to compare him to certain players, Jamal Murray comes in my mind a lot. But one player who was a number one option on a team and took a team damn near to the NBA Finals while being undersized and having similar numbers and a similar trajectory to Tyrese Maxey, the only real player I can come up with is Damian Lillard. And if Damian Lillard is the only player in history that I can compare Tyrese Maxey to with the trajectory, if you look at his points per game at the same age, Tyrese Maxey, you can go back to his rookie season, you can go to his second and third year. The trajectory is damn near identical with Damian Lillard. And Damian Lillard, no, he didn't get it done. He didn't get the Blazers to the NBA Finals, but he almost got the Blazers to the NBA Finals. And if there's a possibility, if the possibility of Tyrese Maxey being a Damian Lillard, but maybe a better defender. Even if it's 1%, I have no reason to believe that Tyrese Maxey can't pull that off. Now, obviously, it takes the right roster. This is why I say I believe Tyrese Maxey could be a number one option on a championship team, because it's a team game. Somebody yesterday told me, oh, shout out to Tyrese Maxey. The Sixers fans think he's a future superstar. Shout out to him for carrying us to a 24-50 record or whatever it was last year. And I said, hey, man, Michael Jordan at 23 years old carried the Chicago Bulls to a whopping 30-52. I'm not saying Tyrese Maxey is Michael Jordan, but I'm just putting into context how important it is to have a good team, dude. The best player in the history of the damn game at 23 years old won 30 games in 86 because the team was trash. Tyrese Maxey last season was playing with G Leaguers and 40-year-olds. Give me a fucking break. You know what I'm saying? If you build the roster correctly, which the 76ers won't do because they are the 76ers, but in theory, if you build the roster correctly, a facilitating point guard, Tyrese Maxey at the 2, a coach who thinks maybe a little bit like Larry Brown and knows how to use depth, and fill the team with rebounding and defense, centers who can block shots and guard the rim, power forwards who can stretch the floor and rebound, and guys in between the margins that can make plays and play defense, you could build a strong, deep team that could possibly win a championship with Tyrese Maxey as the number one option. But it would have to be built correctly. It is not built correctly. Not even close. The reason I don't believe in the 76ers this upcoming season is because, I mean, you don't even, the roster doesn't even make any fucking sense. Especially without Joel Embiid and Paul George. If they're hurt all year going in and out, I mean, you got Tyrese Maxey and 5 other point guards on the roster, bro. Like, make it make sense. The only real power forward on the team is Trendon Watford. Your only real center is a second-round draft pick from last season who still has foul trouble. And a Dembona, I think he's going to be great someday. But this team is not ready to win. On top of that, you got Andre Drummond still on the roster at $5 million. Nobody wants to see him on the court anymore. He can't move anymore. You got Eric Gordon and Kyle Lowry on the roster. The roster doesn't make any fucking sense. But that doesn't mean Tyrese Maxey can't win as a number one option. I think the 76ers need to get it together. Because if the 76ers don't correctly make Tyrese Maxey a number one option this season, him and Rich Paul are going to say, get us the hell out of here. I think that's what's going to happen. I think that's all I wanted to say, man. I can't believe I really rambled for 13 minutes about that. But give me your thoughts and opinions in the comments. I believe in Tyrese Maxey. I do. I'll see you guys soon.